Hey, hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about 0.0.0 and 127.0.0 address. If you do remember, in our previous lecture we had discussion about class A IP address ranges. Okay, and this was the range from 0 to 127. I told you that the total number was 128 minus 2 is equal to 126 networks. So this was the valid number of networks. This minus 2 was what? The 0 in 127. They are required to be minus, so the valid range start from 1 to 126. Okay. The 0 and 127 both are reserved and we cannot use in our standard networks like over internet or in our local area networks. So the 0 and 127 both are reserved. The valid range start from 1 up to 126. Okay, so this IP address 0.0.0.0 it's up to 0.255.255.255. The very first of this and the very last of this. Okay, but we don't use them in the network. You can the valid range can be start from this up to this. Okay, this is the valid range, the very first and the very last, but keep in your mind it is not used in what, in our standard networks. Reserve. Okay, 127, its ranges from 127.0.0.0 up to 127.255.255.255, and this range is used for the loopback process. Used for loopback process. What is loopback process? Let's try to understand this. A process where a device communicate with itself. A device communicate with itself, okay, to report different network issues. To report different network issues. Let's try to understand the loopback process with the help of a diagram. Okay, for example, here I have a PC. The PC is connected with a network. A user is using this PC. Okay, how this user will be reported about the any network issue, maybe here, or maybe over the internet. Okay, so how the user will be reported? It will be reported by the loopback process. You know that a user will interact, this user will interact with application layer. Remember, this is PC, it's a in device, and it's follow 5 layers of TCP IP model. Okay, that's why the user will interact with application layer. Application layer will accept data from the user, will process it, and it will forward data to the transport layer. Further, it will be forwarded to network layer. and further to data link layer, finally to physical layer. Here the data will be converted to signals to be forwarded over the network. But when it's going to be travel over the network, there is an issue, network issue. Okay, now what will happen? The system will communicate with itself back to report the network issue, like there is no internet connection, okay, or any other issue report. Okay, till the issue will be there, this process will be repeated again and again, and that's why we call it loop back. Again, a request will be forwarded, but there is a network issue. Report back. Request forwarded. Issue exists. Report back. So you can see here a circular shape will be established. The PC is talking with itself again and again, again and again. Because of what? Because of the network issues. When this issue will be solved, then the request will be accepted or it will be forwarded. So request forwarded, there is no need to return it back and inform the user about the issue because the issue is resolved. Okay, so that's why we call it loop back process. Okay, and here for this self communication the system use what? The system use, and this whole process is called loopback process. For this loopback process we used loopback IP address. Loopback IP address from the range of what? 127.0.0.0 up to 127.255.255.255. Okay, so this was about what? This was about the loopback process and about the 0.0. Okay, both belongs to class A. So the valid range of class A starts from where? From 1 up to 126. Okay, from 1.x.x.x up to 126.x.x. Okay, this range includes both private and public, including private and public IP addresses. What is public and what is private IP addresses? We will have a separate session about this, and maybe in our next video recording we will have discussion about the public and the private. Okay, so this was about the loopback process. I am sure you understand this. Okay, so loopback process. Okay, and communication with itself. So in this, so thank you very much. See you in the next lecture.